Leading into the assembly drawings, then I populated out the rest of my table here and realized that we did not have a 90 by 120, so that's not a big deal to add that to the configuration. Maybe it's not ever going to be used, but if we follow the sequence, then that would be a 110-12 in our group. And when we got to the quad to the plate, from the spacers to the plate, then we see it kind of cross over. So it still follows the same pattern. We can go with the different part numbers and still fine with that. So I'm going to save that one out. And let's go back and add to our group. Let's go to Window and into the plate. Now, if we're doing these individually, all we have is the default. We're going to go into the configure to the custom properties, and then we'll go worry about configuring them. So we'll follow the same number. So this was the PL 110-16 and no enter. And the material, well, I have 1020 steel on those. Let's see what had over here. All right, so 1020 steel and 1020 steel. So we'll see if we have that in our list. And so 1060, go into the materials. We'll go look at the steel. Don't really need the full description, so let's go ahead and apply that. Oh, and I guess probably more so needed to do that from here. So let's manage and steel and the 1020. And I'm not getting the apply, so I did something to that one. Okay, so I don't remember it acting this way in the configuration, but let's go ahead and configure the material because I keep looking for that material. Oh, that was a different one. So let's browse. Okay, that pulls us over here and apply. States configuration to show the material's appearance in each configuration. That's fine. We'll close it. Don't know if I can copy that, but let's, no, probably not. So in that case, I'm probably going to have to add it to the favorites so I don't have to do the browse to each time and go find it. So I'm going to apply it first. We'll go into the favorites and add it. I say I could remove some of these I'm not going to use. And so I don't have to search for it. We'll move that up in the list. If it's just a generic steel, then would probably go with the plain carbon. Let's see, let's go ahead and close that. And now I should be able to go, or not. Did I not add it? Well, let's see what I did. I applied it, favorites, AISI 1020, so it is there. It is not showing up. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK and hope that it jumps back into the list. There we go. So let it give it a chance to update. And we got to go down through each of these. Now, if they're different, yeah, that's fine. We would have that as a capability. And then this is the plate for the 90 by 120 that we were missing. And it also picks up the latest material. So if I was really concerned, I would go back and I would name these spacers. Let's see if it shows up somewhere. No, I really don't want to mess with it that much. So I should have named these for the 30 by 60 to the 30 by 120 to the spacer and then caught up to them later. So I want to make sure to save that. Going back into the custom properties, would look at finding those. I think I did paint on the 1040, so we can apply that. All right, so let's jump back into the file properties. Part number, finish, paint, and then we get over to the finish, not specified. So is it going to give me the list? So unlike the pull down, it's not quite going to be the same. So in that case, I would Control C, Control V. I think they're all going to be painted. Control A to select everything. That's not staying, or drag over the top of it. Yeah, I don't think I'm clicking that fast, but let's go with that. So Control V and Control V. So that takes care of the finish. The part numbers then, we would go to, and I think I'll do what I did in the table, and Control V, and that would be a total of 4. So the PL 110 by 4. And that is actually the ME 311-1. Get those organized. So since I have these in the, so that would be a 3 by 4. So that one should actually be the 12, and that one would be the 3 by 3. So 9, and to 6, and 4. And then the ME 311-4. ME, I've got an extra one in there, so the 30 by 90 would be by 3. And the 60 by 60 would be by, or 30 by 60 would be by 2. And then tab, we'll get rid of the greater than sign and hit OK. All right, so configuration properties, we're not going to be able to go through and change those configuration names very easily, or the descriptions, so kind of committed to the plate naming. I said I should have named those spacer, but let's go ahead and save. And what I'm getting to is by cleaning those up, we have the plates. I think I did the bracket. So let's open recent on the bracket. And I keep wanting to go to the options, but well, I really want to go to the options. No, we want to go to the file properties. So no custom properties there. We did some of the naming. We'll go to the part number. So the only one was the bracket. So let's go find that one. The C bracket is 20-3. So no, that was the C bracket. So we'll get back to the Z. That one was 2. Oh, and that's the my, so that was the default. And then that one was the 3. So we can make those corrections and hit OK. All right, so going into the list, the drawn date, and we could have backdated that a little bit and apply it. Once I apply it, then the file properties should show up for each of the groups and also in the custom. So that looks okay. Did not see the material. Oh, and that would be because if I configure the material, those all are good in there. So that leaves the peg. And we had 1020, 1040, and the pegs are just regular steel. So let's go ahead and open those up. And we'll find well, had a lot of stuff open, so why don't we just do the regular open. We'll scroll down and find the peg and open. Don't really care which item is in the grouping. All right, so since those haven't been applied, and we'll go with the raw. Now the material didn't show up on that one, so we're going to go to plain carbon steel. Yes. And if I configure the material, and we could leave the default as not specified or pick something, but I would say not specified is probably better. All right, so we're at a point now where I've got most of my information populated. I won't say all of it because invariably when I'm going through this process, I will probably find one that I missed. All right, so I want to go to one of the empty sheets to do a test case. And we'll go without the border to start. And I want to just kind of go through the process of dealing with the assembly. So I did not make the exploded views mandatory for the assignment. So we're going to go to the drawing, pick up the model view, browse, and for the assembly views, I don't very often do the 3 views, so I don't know that this is going to help us a lot. But the 5-3 assembly, I guess I should have been calling all the parts 5-2. So we'll go with this one, pick up the isometric, place it, and call it good. So since let's see, did we do an exploded view? I guess we did not, at least not on this one. All right, and I can tell that there's not an exploded view because it's only showing the default. So since I did a couple of these in different practice and the elements, we'll just go back through. So that's 5-3. That one is the one that's configured. So let's place it. All right, so the difference here is show an exploded state or model break state. Let's go ahead and bring it in so we can say, well, there really isn't a difference here. So when I highlight it, I see this show. I'm going to select the view, hit Control C, move over a little bit, and Control V. It's the exact same view, except that I'm going to be able to initiate the explode. If you didn't do the explodes, don't worry about it. We're going to do plenty of explodes. Just understand the process at this point, and be able to see what you get. All right. So when we have this exploded view and we've gone through the process, and if I would stop fiddling around with these, I would be able to right-click. And all the way at the bottom is tables, and I want to generate a bill of materials. The bill of materials comes up for standard, and we're going to do top level only, display configurations of the same part as separate items. That's where the configuration name comes in, and we're going to be able to see those items. So the description did not come in, and I thought we did more with well, maybe did not build in the description, but I've got the part number, we've got the geometry. Oh, that's what it's doing. Let's go to our part numbers then. Custom filter, no, that wasn't what I was expecting. There we go. Property numbers, our property name, and I want to switch it to part number. And PEG 10-20 does not have a part number. So let's see, that was PG 20-1. And don't know what it picked there, but let's see if we can open part PEG. So by selecting it in the view, that takes me directly to it. All right, and then we're going to go to the file properties, look at the configuration. That one did not pick up a part number. So let's go ahead and check. So those I did not carry over. All right, so for those, let's go raw. So like I said, chances are I was going to miss something. It was just a matter of which one. So the part numbers should have been there. Oh, and then that one, we can just do not specified. Material, we applied to the first one. Would have thought that I did plain carbon steel on all of those, but it doesn't appear to have updated. All right, so we'll go PG 40-1. PG 30-1. And PG 20-1. And then a revision number, or a revision A and A. Okay, make sure to save it. Might have been what I missed. And we rebuild it and hit OK. So we've got part numbers, or part names, part numbers. So really, this is the part name. So let's see what it's actually referring to. So it is calling that a part number. Naming wise, yeah, I'm not real thrilled about that. So let's see if we can switch it over if the description comes up. So it's not finding those. I don't think I can rename that, so I'll have to look into that one a little closer, but it is cycling through it. All right, so I did the empty. Oh, we also need to add some balloons so we know what we're pointing to. Auto balloon is good. I would like them to be lined up to the right. No, up. No, it doesn't look any better. That's not terrible, but I think we were better off with either the square or the circular. If you do the square or the circular, make sure to drag these out a little bit so you get some separation before you accept. All right, so I did this and we determined that there is no exploded view on that assembly. I have a duplicate. I'm going to delete the one without because I need the one that has the show. And then from the properties, I'm going to be able to, let's go ahead and save all. Since hopefully they will show up, I have the landscape that I created. And if we wanted to, we would go find the A landscape. So let's do that one first and then apply the changes. Oh, actually, make sure that it selects, reload it, apply the changes. And either it's waiting, thinking. Usually when I hit reload it and apply changes, it comes right up. All right, either that or I locked up the computer, so let me pause. Okay, so sure enough, I crashed, which doesn't happen very often, but I had a lot of things going on and been working on it for a while. So when I was rebuilding this, because I did not save it, I discovered that I could rename. So this is the part name. I'm not thrilled about the where those pick to point. So they are set to go to edges. So I'm just going to kind of realign to the edges. Also notice that this magnet line, those two will move together. And that gives me my first assembly. All right, so where we locked up, I'm going to go ahead and save. So this is the P5-3. Don't want to lose the dot. Assembly. Drawing will be fine. Make sure it saves. And then we're going to go to the properties, see if I can cycle up, apply changes, and then we have to reposition a little bit and go. So I'm just kind of illustrating that the sheet formats are pretty fluid, flexible. You don't necessarily have to start with one, or if you start with one and create and make a change, you'll have to go through that process anyway. So some of these are a little bit big, but the Rev, the A, looks like those are coming in pretty well. And so the next video we will cruise through the other the 5 assembly drawings.